SmackDown was like a really good show. There wasn't that much that changed, but it was enough to make it like it was a good show. Yeah, that's exciting.
It was great.
Well done, Triple H.
Thank you.
Yay! WWE's interesting again. I'm so happy. Welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast review of SmackDown and Rampage. I'm Chopper Pete Quinnell. I'm joined by Sullivan Beau Brown.
Hello.
Hello. Tempest is in Canada for a couple of weeks, so we got Sullivan filling in, and Sullivan's going to be on the live reactions tonight for SummerSlam as well with Luke. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get in your Ultrachats at WrestleTalk.com/support, because we're going to go through all the chats that are $5 and up by the time the show goes off the air. Let's start talking about this thing. We've got a thing that we're going to promote after we finish talking about our opening talking point, which I think is really exciting, and I think you guys are going to be excited about it too, hopefully. So, first things first, let's just talk about this exciting SmackDown, because me and Luke reviewed Raw from this week, which was the first show where Triple H was in creative control, so to speak. And our view was like, it was pretty much the same show. Yeah. There were minute things that might have been different, but overall the feeling was this is pretty much the same show. And the reports coming out afterwards was a lot of it was already written beforehand. Triple H didn't change much of it, so it was pretty much the same. And people were looking into the show being like, this little thing was different, that means it's going to change, right? And I was one of them. And I kind of said, I said in my editor preview that I did on the main WrestleTalk channel, that I know I have this mindset of being like hyper-focusing on things, but see, that's evidence that it's changing, see, it's so much better now. And even though I know I have that mindset going into this episode, I still spotted stuff. I'm like, see? Change! Yep. But I think it's more justified on this episode, because I think I can point to specific things to be like, this is actually different. I think the biggest example, which we'll talk about now, is this opening match. Because SmackDown started with a match. Not a promo. It started with a match. Big thumbs up from me. It's such a refreshing change to start with a match. And I know it's not unheard of for them to do it, but it's very rare that they do. And it started off with the good old-fashioned Donnybrock match. I still don't know what that means.
You don't know. It's a part of Dublin. Apparently, Americans say it.
Yep, and it is good and old-fashioned, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Despite it never happening before. But this was Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus for the #1 contendership at Clash at the Castle, which is really, really cool. I just love that they're having a #1 contenders match, because they don't often actually do that. So that's nice in and of itself. And I felt like there was a lot of like noise surrounding this match, in that it was a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. There's some barrels at ringside. There's a weird bar bit with pictures of Sheamus's great-grandfather or something. It's like, there's a lot of nonsense happening in this match. But if you actually get past all of that noise that's around it, this is just a no DQ match. And it was a really good no DQ match.
So good. It was so good. It is amazing how refreshing just starting off with like any match, but such a good match is. Like I've been reviewing Raw now, for quite a few weeks, and just getting so used to opening the show with somebody talking about how they're annoyed with somebody else because they did a thing. And it's just great to just start off with a really exciting match between two people with amazing chemistry in the ring. Unbelievable chemistry in the ring. It was a great no DQ match. It's fantastic. I loved it. Yeah.
I mean, this always happens. Whenever Drew and Sheamus face each other, they just beat each other up. Like a lot. And it was really good. There was so much like shenanigans happening in this match. Like, you had interference from Ridge Holland, you had interference from Butch, you had shillelaghs, you had all sorts of stuff happening in this match. But the thing that popped me the most was Drew McIntyre kicked out of the bro kick. And I lost my mind, because when's the last time someone's kicked out of a bro kick? Like, they never do that. It's such a well-protected move. And, I mean, that's what happens when you protect a move like that, and then you have someone kick out. You go, oh my God! Wow, I didn't see that coming. And that's a great reaction to have when you're watching this sort of match.
Absolutely. I genuinely thought, no, Sheamus can't. No.
Why is Sheamus winning?
No, Sheamus. That's weird. Sheamus won't. No, he can't be winning. I thought there must be something that will stop this. But him just kicking out is great. I love it that it wasn't like some kind of outside interference that, got involved or anything like that. It was just great to seeing it. And also the story of the match was great.
So good.
Seeing Drew like trying to deal with the fact that he's going to have to do this is so good.
Yeah, I was just about to get onto it, because like that all played into like the finish, because it was such a brutal match, and it went through 2 ad breaks as well. This was a long match, And you had loads of like brutal spots, future shock onto a pile of chairs, you had a powerbomb through a table, you had loads of stuff happening. And it just got to a point where Sheamus was just crawling to the corner of a ring and picked up like half a broken shillelagh.
Yeah. And
just got into his knees, was like, all right, come on, Drew, hit me with it. And Drew was there just like playing with all these emotions, just being like, this is too much. We put each other through too much in this match.
Yeah.
But I've got to do what I got to do. And just seeing him wrestle with those emotions is a level of like emotional detail that you never see from WWE. Or very, very rarely at the very least. And a long time did not show that level of complexity. And him just being like, well, got to do it. Sheamus staying on his knees, hits him with a Claymore and gets the win. I was like, what a brilliant finish.
Yeah.
Puts over Drew really strong. Puts over Sheamus great in defeat.
Yeah.
And just makes Drew look like a monster heading into Clash at the Castle. It looks like a legitimate, proper #1 contender.
Yeah. He could. The thing is that there's so many matches, especially when it comes to Roman as well, where you just go, well, Roman's going to win. Because Roman always wins, and I'm sure it's going to be. But like when you build someone up like this, it makes people go, "I genuinely don't know." And that's exactly what you want.
Exactly. it's wrestling what I want. It's real simple stuff.
Yep.
And genuinely, if it's gonna be Roman versus Drew at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be Drew versus Brock. Roman versus Drew at Clash at the Castle, I don't know who's winning that.
Yep.
Legitimately, I don't know who's winning that.
Nope.
That is a really exciting prospect for me.
Absolutely.
And this did such a good job of building that up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean by this felt different on this show. Because not only did it start with a match that's different, they got a chance to really shine in this match, which is different.
Yeah.
When a long time, it was fairly brutal in terms of like the hardcore spots and stuff like that, which is different.
Mm-hmm.
All of this just felt fresh, and like something that was permeating throughout the whole show was commentary as well. I felt sounded much more organic.
Yeah.
Which is totally different from like the robotic stuff they do. And there was still occasionally, classic WWE branding throughout this show and all that stuff, new Vicious Viking Raiders, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of times in this episode, which I'll try and point out, where they just felt like they were saying very good, valid points, which is just such a nice change. It just helps elevate the match to that other level, which I felt in this match as well. It was great.
Yeah, it actually sounded like two people talking to each other in a conversation. Which is amazing. It's amazing that we're so not used to that on commentary for such a long time. I mean, we get that from things like AEW and things like that, where the commentary is a lot more free flowing. But it's just hearing Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, who are actually really good at their jobs.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Yeah,
and if they're allowed to do whatever they want, or they're probably hemmed in somewhat, but much more freedom. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, the commentary is it's so much better. And
so much better.
Builds up all the matches better. Builds up the people better. They're able to do it in a way that's interesting. Oh, it's very refreshing.
Yeah, it's so refreshing. I felt especially with Michael Cole on this episode, because Pat McAfee was always he was Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
He kind of just said what he wanted to. He said a lot of off the cuff stuff a lot.
Yes.
Michael Cole was very I'm going to do what Vince McMahon tells me.
Yep.
I'm Mr. Robot Man if he wants me to be.
Yes.
Now, it felt like, this might just be my perception, but he felt much more free on commentary. And I especially noticed Cole on this one, because there was a few times I was like, that's a really good point, Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Well done. It helped me appreciate the product on another level that I wouldn't have had if the commentary wasn't there.
Yes.
Which is the point of commentary. So, well done for doing your job. I really, really liked it. After in the match, Kayla Braxton then quickly interviewed Drew McIntyre, who was saying, I'm coming for you. Person at Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
And he said, Sheamus, it didn't have to be like this, but I had to do what I had to do, kind of helping explain that kind of turmoil of emotions if you didn't pick up on it during the match as well, which is good. Theory then attacked Drew McIntyre from behind, because that's what Theory does. And that was that.
I'm not sure why he did it.
It's if he's going to cash in at SummerSlam, he might be the champion heading into Clash at the Castle. He just attacks people that are in that kind of title picture. That's it. If anyone's in that title picture, Theory's like, well, I'm coming for you. And then he'll get beaten up inevitably.
Yes.
Which also happened on this episode, but later.
Very, very interesting. I think Theory needs something to do.
Man hasn't won a match in months.
So long.
Oh, it's been so long since he's won a match.
Yep.
He can't do anything. As soon as he attacks someone, they'll attack him back.
Yep.
And he just gets laid out every time. He looks like an absolute chump.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. They do it all the time with their Money in the Bank winners as well. It's like, let him win.
to something, because otherwise, you know that they're gonna, if they are gonna be champion, they're gonna be champion for about 5 minutes. And then
Or it just leads to much more unrealistic stuff where they'll cash in successfully, they'll win the title, and then they'll have like a really long reign. It's like, where's this come from?
Yeah,
you know, they were bad. Why are they suddenly good?
Yeah, very silly.
Anyway, before we get into your Ultra Chats, no, I tell you what, we'll do the Ultra Chats first. We'll send those in to WrestleTalk.com/support, and we'll read out all the ones that are over $5 by the time the show goes off the air. Send them in. Do the thing. Charles Berg says, for the first time in a long time, I feel like WWE may actually start making shows for people to enjoy instead of doing whatever some forgetful someone made them do. I see a renewed focus on character and wrestling quality on the horizon. I'm excited. Totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I especially on this episode, I felt like there was a focus on character.
Yes.
There was a focus on what makes each individual wrestler different, and that is... Ooh, it sounds basic, but man, it is so important for your show to not have everyone feeling the same and being like, this is a wrestler, this is another wrestler.
Yep.
You know, everyone has unique motivations, everyone has unique things going on.
Yes.
And this show, I felt in particular, made people feel different.
Yes.
I just punched the table.
A bit of excitement of character development.
Yeah.
God damn it, WWE.
I just love character development so much.
But yeah, in WWE, a lot of their characters were very just homogenous. They were just like, it was like watching a very old man getting wrestling figurines together and going, you're the champion now.
You know what? That sums it up. That's it. That's the entirety of WWE's booking. Abel Palacio has been a member for 5 months in a row. Thank you so much. He said, wait, SmackDown is watchable? OMG, what world are we living in right now? Anyway, have a great weekend, lads. Jam that jam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And yes, it was very watchable. Yeah. I enjoyed it, even. I'd even say it was good.
Whoa.
I know, it's insane.
I agree, though.
Yeah. So, before we get into the rest of the show reviews, we're going to be talking about SmackDown and Rampage. I've got a thing I want to talk about, which is... I think very exciting. So obviously we just had Drew McIntyre beat Sheamus on SmackDown to be the #1 contender for Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle taking place in Cardiff in Wales in the UK on September 3rd. On that date, WrestleTalk are going to be hosting a watch party for Clash at the Castle. So if you're in the UK and you couldn't get tickets for Clash at the Castle or you're not going, maybe you can come watch the show with us instead.
Yes.
Excitement. So this is on September 3rd at the Joiner on Worship in Shoreditch. Tickets are on sale now. Literally as of 3 p.m. today. So 15 minutes ago, the tickets went on sale. The link is at the top of the description. So yeah, we have a maximum of 200 tickets right now. We may have more if they sell out. We don't know how popular this is going to be.
No idea.
But there's going to be like the whole WrestleTalk crew are going to be there. We're going to be watching the show, big screens, nice environment. We don't know what's happening with live reactions yet. Might be doing it there. 2 of us might be here in the studio and then join the after party. There will be an after party as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's taking place in the evening UK time, it's going to be finished kind of like late evening UK time, and then we'll stay there for a few more hours afterwards, have some drinks, have some fun.
Yeah.
I'm well excited.
I am genuinely so excited for this. I think it's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun. So you can buy your tickets, you can pre-order food and drinks as well, and we're having an after party, but we might... I'm trying to literally we got the notes for this saying that this is official happening like 5 minutes before we went on.
Well,
so
I think lots of NRB people are going to be there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to invite all of the No Roz Barred crew.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great.
Yeah. So all the WrestleTalk boys and the No Roz Barred crew, there's going to be so many people. It's going to be a great time.
Yep.
A great time. I love it whenever all of us get to hang out and we do like the Christmas party where all of us just like hang out, have some drinks, do karaoke, whatever, all that stuff. It's genuinely some of my favorite times.
Oh yeah.
I just love hanging out with all these guys, and then we get to hang out with all these guys and you as well. I'm really excited.
I can't tell you how genuinely excited.
Genuinely excited. And that's right after you come back from Edinburgh as well.
Yeah.
So that's like a nice welcome back into it.
Oh, great welcome back.
So there you go. You could get tickets for it. Link is at the top of the description. Buy your tickets because they're going to be on sale now. Help us sell it out. That would be incredible if we could.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
It would be. So, let's get into reviewing the rest of the shows, shall we?
Yes.
Let's start off with SmackDown, which opened, as we mentioned, with this very long, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which was great. It was my favourite thing on the show.
Yep.
Afterwards, we got a recap of Corbin attacking Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Corbin come out, who had a ticket.
Yes.
A ticket for a seat behind the commentary team.
Yep.
And while they were trying to run down the SummerSlam card, Corbin was just running his mouth at Pat McAfee, just constantly be like, do your job! But from, like, behind in the seats, which I thought was funny at first.
Yep.
I thought by the time they finished running down the SummerSlam card, it went on a bit too long.
Very annoying, yes.
Yeah, very annoying by the end, but I liked the idea of it.
Yes.
It's a change. It's something different.
It's a lovely idea. It's good. It's good.
But I just don't think it wasn't tested beforehand, and you could tell, because it went on a little bit long. But it was fine. Afterwards, he then hopped the barricade, delivered a low blow to Pat McAfee.
Yep.
Boo! What a heel.
Yes.
Solid.
Yeah, absolutely. It was this match will be fine, like any Baron Corbin match in the history of his career.
Yep.
It's going to be absolutely fine.
I think people will really like Pat McAfee's entrance again.
Yep.
Because it was fun at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
And I think it'll be good here.
Yeah.
Not about the match, but the entrance will be cool.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We then had Shotzi versus Aliyah.
Yeah.
So the advertised match was supposed to be Aliyah versus Lacey Evans for the 4th week in a row. But just had no Lacey Evans here. The commentary team just said, Lacey Evans not medically cleared to compete. And that was it. Okay. No further explanation. Don't know what's happened there. Don't know whether Triple H just gone, we're not going to do this again.
Yes.
Let's just change it up. Don't know. Because even like shortly before the show actually went on the air, Lacey Evans was tweeting like she was going to be on the show.
Right.
So like it doesn't seem like it was an actual she's not medically cleared. It seems like it was an angle.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Triple H as part of the changes is we're not going to have the same match again and again and again and again forever, please.
I hope so.
Oh my god, I'd be so happy if that's the case.
Yeah, but instead we got Shotzi versus Aliyah, and you could tell this was a Triple H decision because Shotzi won.
Oh my goodness. And
it's the best she's looked on the main roster so far.
Yeah.
Because she got to wrestle. Yeah. For like 5 minutes. Yeah. It wasn't a long match by any means, but she looked good in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Oh my god, it's wrestling.
What's going on?
Yeah.
it was almost a squash. It was like it was that quick and like. I mean, very happy for her. That's great.
Yeah, great. If Shotzi's going to start, if they're going to have more wrestling to make people look good, massive thumbs up from me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shotzi won with the Never Wake Up. Great, cool. Also, the Never Wake Up, that's saying die. Death.
And that's Shotzi with the murder. She has killed another opponent. Undefeated.
Well, that opponent sure did never wake up. After that, we got a recap of Sonya Deville, and then Ronda attacking Sonya Deville that was in an ad break last week. So we didn't see it. It was a bit strange, but sure, whatever. This next segment, I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. Because I thought I liked the idea of it. I just think the execution didn't work.
Yes.
That's my thing. So you have Ronda and Liv Morgan are backstage. They're doing like promo shots for SummerSlam, taking photos. Sonya Deville and Natalya come in and they start running their mouths, being like, you're rubbish and you don't even deserve the title, etc. Ronda then just pieces out the conversation. She just walks off. Liv Morgan then continues to talk to them, but we don't hear what she says because it does a fade across dissolve over to the ring where Shotzi is in the middle of a promo, I think. She's like laughing like she's in the middle of a promo. Ronda then comes out and interrupts her, and then beats up Shotzi, grabs the mic, calls out someone in the crowd who told her to shut up, and said, your mother failed you, and then calls out everyone that was in the backstage segment for a match.
Yes.
It was a bit much.
I can see what they're going for.
Yes.
They're trying to make it like interconnected, which is really great, and it's really nice when a wrestling world is built and everyone is connected with one another and everyone has an opinion on one another, and you know that going in. But they just, as you say, the execution was a little bit strange and weird. I mean, my only note from this is that was odd.
It was. Yeah, it was. And like I understand what they're trying to do. I just don't think it works in wrestling because they're trying. It's so hard when you have a product like this that happens in real time. It's hard to have stuff happen at the same time.
Yes.
You know, having Shotzi's in-ring promo and this backstage segment happening at the same time is really difficult to do when it's in real time.
Yeah.
And I like the idea to make it more of like a living, breathing thing so you don't have much downtime. It's like, why is nothing happening while this backstage promo is happening? It makes sense that something would be happening in the ring while that's happening.
Yes.
It's just really hard to make it work on screen.
Yeah.
It just looks a little bit weird. It came off a bit stilted, is all. But I like the idea. Keep trying, is what I'd say.
Yeah, it's again, it's different. And,
it's different.
And it's nice that anything's different because so little has been different on these shows for so long.
I know. Oh,
so,
my goodness.
like, I can totally forgive like throwing stuff at a wall and just going like, okay, that doesn't stick, but like the idea is still like the concept is still a good one.
Yes.
And like trying to do more of that kind of stuff is great.
Yes, absolutely. I also just seen in the chat, excuse me, congratulations to M. Clay, who's the first person to buy a ticket for our watch party!
Hey!
Link is at the top of the description. Do a watch party for Clash at the Castle, September 3rd. Please
come and join
along.
us. Come
Please
and join us. We will hang out with you.
Yes.
Upstairs from the place has like retro games. It's so much fun. We're going to play them all night.
Yeah.
I'm going to get very drunk.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great time.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Please come along.
Do they?
We'll be lonely otherwise. We then had the tag match of Ronda and Liv Morgan versus Sonya Deville and Natalya.
Yep.
And normally when this sort of match would happen, they'd just be like, well, how can they coexist? They didn't do it.
They didn't say
They didn't do it. They didn't say it.
It's brilliant.
It wasn't the story of the match.
Yep.
It was just putting over Ronda and Liv are wrestling tomorrow.
Yep.
Liv Morgan was getting worked over, and commentary did a really good job in this match, being like, Liv really needs to tag out here. Like, she's going to burn herself out. She's going to get hurt before her match tomorrow. She's going to be in danger if she doesn't get herself to tag out. She eventually managed to. Ronda got the win.
Yep.
But the story of the match was Liv and Rousey's motivations and how they fight before their match tomorrow at SummerSlam. The differences in them and why they're both important and why you should care about their title match. It's so simple, but so effective.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
It's really great storytelling.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that's something that has been missing, and I've been saying this for weeks now on Raw, is that at the end of every single episode of any kind of television program, let alone like wrestling as well, every single character should have moved from point A to point B. And that might have been a small little move. Like, this is a tiny little move of like, okay, maybe for tomorrow, Liv is going to be more tired than Ronda.
Yeah.
And that is it's just a little move, but it is so effective to just have a little thing of like, yes, you need to watch this because the characters are developing as they go along. And it is so nice.
Isn't it great?
It's so nice to have that it's happening.
So simple, but so effective.
Yeah.
We then had... I lied. This is my favorite thing on the show because it doesn't make any sense. Jeff Jarrett came out for his tag team instruction. So he needs to tell the Street Profits and the Usos what rules he has in place for their tag team match.
Yep.
It's a normal tag team match, so it is the normal rules for a tag match. But not according to Jeff Jarrett, because he's got one job on Saturday, and that's to count the three if someone's shoulders are down. That's not right, though, is it, Jeff?
It's not right.
Because you've got a load more jobs than that. Because it's not a no DQ match. You need to check for like legal tags. You need to do countouts. You need to check for rope breaks. There's so many things you need to take care of.
Yep.
You've got loads of jobs.
This is why when you're having troubles with your referees, you don't just bring in an old wrestler. They don't know what they're doing. Imagine if the refereeing at the World Cup was really bad, and for the World Cup final, they're like, we're bringing back Pele. He's refereeing the World Cup final. And my only thing is to blow the final whistle. No, it isn't, Pele.
That is incorrect, sir. Oh man, that's so funny. I laughed so much on that.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Jarrett said, "Hey man, both you teams clearly have a lot of tension, so you should fight right now. Anyone wants to fight? Go ahead." They then started fighting.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett got super kicked. He got caught in the crossfire, and then he was really mad about it. I'm like, that's your fault, Jeff. You told him to fight.
You told him to fight, then stayed in the ring. Jeff, you're an idiot. I also kind of did. I felt like they should have used that. There was a lot of tension between them, and I felt from a storyline perspective, and I understand. Well, I don't really understand Jeff's point on a storyline perspective, but they wanted to have them fighting there. But I prefer it if they didn't fight until the match. Tonight now. I think that's much better to keep that tension up.
Yeah.
Keep Jeff Jarrett going you cannot touch each other until the match is a much better thing than don't you fight. No, you better fight now. Everyone go and fight. I'm so annoyed.
See, I think it would have worked much if they wanted to get to a point of Jeff Jarrett is already favouring the Street Profits.
Yes.
Because it was the Usos that super kicked him. So now he's annoyed with the Usos and he's a bit more on Street Profits' side. If you want to play up the story of Jeff being, actually, he's not that impartial because he has a preference now. You can get to that point of Jeff Jarrett being like, no, you can't fight right now. You can't fight until SummerSlam.
Yep.
Usos try to super kick one of them and hits Jarrett instead.
Yep.
Then he can be annoyed.
Absolutely.
That just, fixes that. There you go, I solved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas now the Usos, who are really apologetic as well.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
They're clearly really sorry about the whole thing. It's not even like they're like, yeah, whatever, we kicked you. You idiot, you got in the way. They're like, oh my God, are you okay? We meant that for them. We didn't mean to hit you.
Yeah. That one's on me. I'm so sorry. It was great. I'm still looking forward to that match, though. It's
it's going to be a great match.
Yeah. So then we had Maximum Male Models with Maxine Dupree. They did their summer lineup with Marseille and Mansoir. And then, contrary to what was in the Wrestling Observer newsletter yesterday, Max Dupree was also there.
Yeah.
Now, the report was that he had been taken out of the act entirely and that he wasn't going to be there anymore. Here he was.
Yeah.
He's still there.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any thoughts on it, really. Well, he's still there.
The thing is that the thing that it could have gone one or two ways if he had been taken out of the act. Is that either he could have just sort of sat on I think if Vince was still in charge, he probably would have ended up being released and everyone would be like, what are you doing? But the other option they could have had is actually taking him out of it and then bringing him in as LA Knight. Would have been really, really cool. But I mean, now with potentially with new creative and a new same direction, but hopefully better storytelling. This could be really fun. This could be really good. So I'm not against him being back, but very odd that it was reported as gone forever.
It's very strange. I think it's the timing more than anything because that came out in the newsletter yesterday that he's gone, which I thought was really strange timing because I think what probably happened is that Vince McMahon took him out, Triple H took over creative, and I was like, actually, let's move him back in. Yeah. And just put him back. It's probably what happened, but I just find it odd that the timing of the report came out yesterday to say that Vince McMahon took him out beforehand and he's gone permanently. Yeah. But
very strange.
Yeah.
There you go.
We then had the New Day versus the Viking Raiders. Sorry. The New Vicious Viking Raiders.
Yes.
And I've been quite down on the New Vicious Viking Raiders and this New Day feud because it's been bad. That's why I've been down on it, because it sucked. This was very fun.
Very good.
Very fun stuff.
Yep.
This is just a solid tag match from two teams that are good at wrestling.
Yep.
They built to a really good Xavier Woods hot tag because Xavier Woods is so good at wrestling.
Yeah.
I love that man so much. But the Viking Raiders look great because they won clean.
Yep.
And it's the best they've looked with this new character.
Absolutely. One of my notes from here is that Woods looked amazing in this match, absolutely amazing. And one of my other notes was, do Vikings live in Woods, Pat McAfee? I'm pretty certain Vikings had a fairly big cities, fairly big normal cities that they lived in. They didn't live in the woods.
Yeah, so there was a little bit of the old WWE brand and stuff. They live in the woods. They don't shower. It's like... they're not actually from,
medieval
times. They are in 2022. They do have showers, but that's fine.
But no, it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it, and I think both teams came out of it looking better than they went in. And like, the only thing was I felt a little bit sorry for Kofi Kingston, just because he's Kofi Kingston. He's a former WWE champion.
Sure
like
is.
you know, I want him to. I always want him to be like treated better, but it's But at the same time, the match was good, and I think getting the Viking Raiders over and having them win. Did they won clean?
Yeah,
they won
just
clean.
straight up clean.
Yeah, brilliant. Like, really good.
It was really good, and I said, like, isn't it shocking that you put them in a really good match against the New Day, and they come out suddenly seeming like a really credible tag team?
Yep,
like
makes sense.
It's simple stuff.
Yeah.
After the match, they then Pillmanized Woods' ankle. No, they wrapped it in the chair, took their shields, and then banged it on the chair, which I think could have come across a bit goofy, but I think they made it work.
Yes.
With the bashing of the shields onto the chair.
No, it
worked.
Actually looked quite vicious.
Yeah, and
the new vicious.
And new. And Woods' selling of it was great, of course.
Yep.
I guess he's going to be probably written out for a few weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Cool. I thought it was really good. Good stuff overall. The main event segment was Paul Heyman's special address, which I thought was run-of-the-mill.
Yeah.
It was Paul Heyman doing a promo that we've heard for ages, because there isn't a story between Brock and Roman.
Yeah.
He's just there, and then they're gone, here's a match. But there's been no story progression, so Paul Heyman doesn't have anything new to say.
Yes.
So it is just, he's Brock Lesnar, and he is Roman Reigns, and Roman will win.
Yes.
And that's the whole promo.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar interrupted, came down and was going to beat up Paul Heyman. Theory then came out to attack Brock Lesnar, did nothing to Brock, who immediately turned around and was like, piss off, just beat him up.
Yep.
Beat him up, did some German suplexes, went outside the ring. McIntyre hit a Claymore onto him as payback for earlier in the night. And then there was a nice little stare down between Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, which I quite liked. Trying their best to sell that as a potential matchup for Clash at the Castle. It won't be, but it's nice they're trying.
Yes.
You know, to be like, oh, maybe this is the possibility.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm guessing that Theory came out and attacked Brock Lesnar partly because earlier on in the show, Paul Heyman's like, "I'll come over here and we'll have a chat."
Yes.
So that could be interesting leading into SummerSlam. You know, the idea that Heyman and Theory might have some kind of relationship in some way. I don't know. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. As you say, the promo was kind of a nothing promo. It was just like, we're going to have a match and Roman's going to win. And then, I get they are building up the interconnectivity of this universe, essentially, because it really hasn't been that connected. It's like you're in a feud with this person and you never talk to anyone else.
And nobody else exists.
And the only friends you'll ever have are just friends because you're a goodie or a baddie. And that's it. And there's no other reason why people have friends or are even interested in each other. So I think from that level, I get where they're going with this, but it was a bit of a weird ending. And poor old Theory.
Yeah, like man looks like a chump.
Yep.
Constantly.
Yep.
Is what it is. I thought it was the stare down I liked between Drew and Brock, but everything else was a little bit just like, it was a fairly lackluster go home angle. It wasn't bad by any means. It was just a bit,
yes,
lacking substance.
Yeah.
I thought overall though, I thought this was a good episode of SmackDown.
Absolutely.
A lot of change, a lot of positive signs, and that banger of an opening match. I give this a 4 out of 5.
I would totally agree with that. I think that's a really because it was they tried new things, and some of those things didn't work, like the Shotzi stuff with it. You know, not Shotzi winning, but you know, all of the stuff with Ronda and Shotzi and everything didn't quite work. But that's fine. I will happily look favourably on new things rather than just trotting out the same old stuff every single week. And I am excited for what's going to happen in the future. I think this is going to be a slow build of almost a new Triple H universe. And I am much more excited about that.
100%.
Yes.
Let's talk about AEW Rampage.
Yes.
Which kicked off with Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh and Sonjay Dutt versus Orange Cassidy and Best Friends. We got entrances for this match. That's unlike Rampage. They normally get right into the action. What's going on there? This match I thought was alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Satnam Singh did a big crossbody.
Yep. Oh yeah, I like that.
Cool.
That was good.
Yeah, the Best Friends did a hug, and then Jay Lethal did a double lethal injection, which I thought was a cool spot.
Very good.
Orange Cassidy won. He hit a Superman punch, an orange punch onto Sonjay Dutt, and got the win.
Yeah, it was all it was all fine.
Yeah.
And then Wardlow came out.
Yeah, I really have nothing else to say about the match. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then Wardlow came out to stop a post-match beatdown, had
Yep.
a stare down with Jay Lethal. Looks like that we might be doing that for a TNT title program, which is also fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I
okay
think,
with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, it's nice because is this the first new direction for Wardlow since MJF? Really?
Who did he?
He had like
So he beat Scorpio Sky for the title,
yeah.
and then
Oh yeah, I suppose since he got the title, it's the first new direction.
what did he do after that?
There we go.
I don't watch Dynamite every week. I watch it most weeks, just not every one. So I might have missed something here and there.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it feels like there has been a lot of promos where he says Wardlow's world, and that's about it. So I don't know. Maybe there's someone else. I'm sure the chat will correct me pretty shortly.
Almost certainly, yeah.
But I think that should be a fun little feud, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We then had Ethan Page versus Leon Ruffin in a squash match.
Oh, yeah?
Ethan Page destroyed Leon Ruffin. As he got him up for the Ego's Edge, he mouthed to the camera and went, "I hate this place."
Yeah.
And then did that. And he's been very vocal on Twitter about being like, "Oh, hey, I've got TV time. See you again in 5 weeks, I guess, AEW." And it's like, he's been very vocal about being like, "I'm not having fun."
Yeah.
So I don't know whether this is an angle
Yep.
where he's just going to be frustrated and then he'll do something because he's frustrated with his TV time, or whether it's legit and he's just kind of mad about it. I don't know, but I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite strong to say you hate, like, you know, there's one thing to be, like, upset about the amount of TV time you have, and it's absolutely fair. Like, you know, everyone wants themselves to be, you know, as high up the card as possible and all something other. But to be like, I hate this place is, sounds pretty strong.
It's strong, isn't it?
Yeah. So it makes me feel like it is more likely an angle. But that is probably based in somewhat in reality. It's probably like an MJF thing to a certain extent. But I don't want them to do both of those things sort of concurrently. That would be that wouldn't work. Too many of those angles, and you start thinking maybe AEW is a horrible place to work.
Yeah, maybe it's just not good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After this, okay, we had a backstage segment with Cole Karter,
Yep.
who used to be Troy Two Dimes Donovan, I think his name was, in NXT. He then gets offered a place in the factory. But they really played up in this promo the fact that he used to be in NXT.
Yeah.
And they kept doing, you know, oh, sleep on it, but in your own bed, not with the fishes.
Yeah.
It's like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we supposed to care that he used to be in NXT? Like, there's a lot of ex-WWE guys on the roster where they don't play this up as much.
Yeah.
Why this guy in particular? Is it just the one line of that he used to be sleeping with the fishes and now he's not? Is that the whole thing? Because he was on the Dynamite episode that was in Shark Week for that gag. Like, that's his whole character.
Yeah.
Is that he used to be in NXT.
And it's weird because, like, it's not. I don't feel like there's a huge. I don't feel. It's not like they're going, God damn it, we need that NXT audience. They've got a big audience in NXT. They don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
It feels still like if they're in the midst of the Wednesday Night Wars still, I'd be like, okay, I understand where they're going with this. So, you know, why they're doing this at least. It's like we're going to make direct references to that, but they're not, and so it's very strange. I would like Cole Karter to have a bit more of a character, please.
Yeah, and the thing is as well is that it's not even like he was a big name in NXT.
No.
He was just there.
Yeah.
He was someone's lackey in NXT.
He was such a lackey that they felt comfortable that they could murder him canonically, and that he will never come back, and that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's just strange. I
Yep.
don't know why they're playing it up so much.
Yes.
But hey ho, that's just me. I wouldn't if it was me.
Yeah.
We then had Lee Moriarty versus Matt Sydal. I've been liking this story that's been building for a few weeks of Moriarty slowly turning to the dark side, facing his teacher in Matt Sydal and being like, "No, I can beat you now. I'm better than you." Having the whole Stokely Hathaway dynamic, has been very good. That's been building for a few weeks as well. Moriarty cheating, but it could have not been cheating in his previous match, and in this one, out and out cheating.
Yes.
And actually just winning with Stokely Hathaway's distraction coming out, and then he takes his business card after the match and essentially joins Stokely Hathaway. Does that make Lee Moriarty a baddie now?
I hope so.
With he's going to come out with Jade Cargill?
Because I really like that.
Yeah.
I'd really like that if he was a baddie.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
That would be good.
That's a great stable there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be... I really hope so, because I think Lee Moriarty is one of those who, for ages in AEW, everyone's been going, he's got so much potential, and I think he needs to be in some kind of group, so then he can actually really show that. And it's a very nice juxtaposition of dynamics, where it's usually like a stable will have like 4 guys and then 1 lady, and now it's three women and then Lee as the one male participant. Yeah. Brilliant, love it. That's great.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also, I really liked Lee Moriarty in this match, just being like more aggressive with all of his strikes. There was a lot more intensity from him in this match, which obviously plays perfectly into the character. Just really like that dynamic of it, because obviously he's been very, very kind of like babyface with his wrestling style before, and this just seemed a lot more focused and intense, which is thumbs up from me.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Britt Baker did a promo ahead of their tag match coming on Dynamite. Cool.
Yep.
It was fine.
That's all you need to say about that.
Yep. We then had in-ring promo segment from Claudio Castagnoli, and I said, I think it was last week, might have been the week before, I really wish that Claudio Castagnoli got more packaging with the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. Not the Blackpool Content Club. That's our thing.
Yes.
I wish he was, seen with them a bit more, because he felt very separate from the rest of them. And I think they watch our shows, because that's what they did on this one. He came out with William Regal, got a promo saying that he's the new Ring of Honor World Champion, and introduced Wheeler Yuta, who's the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, which is cool. So they came out together and were like, hey, we're the champions in Ring of Honor, and we're both in the Blackpool Combat Club. That's cool. Chris Jericho was on commentary and had enough of these people. So he came out and he was just saying, hey, I don't want to sit on commentary and you guys chant for Yuta and saying, you deserve it to Claudio. I've had enough of that. And I really liked Wheeler Yuta in this segment, because he was saying, I think, Chris, that you're just upset because I can beat you. Right?
Yeah.
And he's just saying, you can't beat me. What are you talking about? You can't beat me. And he's like, no, I can beat you. I know I can beat you. He's like, no, you can't. He's like, yes, I can. I can definitely beat you. He's like, no, you can't. Just gets like more and more annoying. Yeah. You can't beat me. And then eventually he said, all right, fine. You know what? I'll prove it. On Dynamite, me and you. And Wheeler went, nah, I know I can beat you. He's like, no, you can't. just elevated his annoyance levels even more. It was perfectly done.
Yeah.
And then Jericho then ups the stakes and said, okay, we'll fight on Dynamite, and if you win, you get the title shot against Moxley instead of me. And I was like, that is really good stakes.
Yes.
That's such a good idea.
Absolutely.
I really like this segment. It furthered all the characters involved. It put stakes on Wednesday's match of Jericho versus Yuta, and I don't think Yuta's going to win, but I like the idea that if Yuta does win, he could face Moxley again.
Absolutely,
It's kind of like the mentor-mentee dynamic that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Having that again for the interim world title, it's just like a fun idea. It won't happen, but it's a fun idea.
And it's not so totally far-fetched that it won't... I'll still be invested in that match, because it is feasible that match could absolutely happen. I think ultimately it probably should be Jericho versus Moxley, but... It is actually feasible that match could happen, and that is very exciting.
Exactly. I think I've mentioned this before, that the gap between AEW's main eventers and their mid-carders and their enhancement talent stuff, the gap between them is so much smaller than you see in something like WWE, where you have main event stars and enhancement talent. They are gulfs apart, whereas like in AEW they're much closer, so you can have people like Wheeler Yuta, who seems like actually maybe they could beat Jericho. He's not a main event star yet, but there's a chance he could beat Jericho. These kind of things happen in AEW, it makes for more fun interactions like this. We go, oh, but maybe, which is great.
Garcia beat Danielson, so
exactly,
who knows?
That's a perfect example. Then we had the main events. Ruby Soho versus Anna Jay. Anna Jay having just joined the Jericho Appreciation Society. I liked that when they did the split screen promo that they do for their main event stuff, we had Eddie Kingston and Ortiz that were backing up Ruby Soho. I'm like, nice.
Yes.
I like that Ruby Soho has more friends.
Yes.
And it gets Kingston a bit more involved. I like that they're playing up their friendship a bit more. It's good. Like it.
Yes.
Though he didn't say anything. Whenever Eddie Kingston's on screen, he should be talking because he's very good at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Eddie Kingston promos. But I liked both of their promos here. I liked Anna Jay. Her kind of like new character, so to speak, is very much like playing up the typical sports entertainer lady.
Yes.
Which is the point, which I really like.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all just good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It was and I see. I haven't watched that much Rampage. I just love Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Just going. It's time for the main event.
It's time for the main event. I love it.
Makes you so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, great little promo. And I like both these characters. I want to see just more of them. Really, and I was glad that they were the main event on this.
Absolutely, yeah. And I thought this was a pretty fun match. All in all, they both got a chance to shine. Got given a little bit of time here. And I really like that you understood Anna Jay's character, because that really was the point of the match, is to put over Anna Jay in the Jericho Appreciation Society. How's she different now? And I think you did get to see that in this match.
Yeah.
She was a bit more aggressive. She was obviously using heel tactics a lot more. And she won by cheating, which is very good. And I thought it was really well done as well, where Ruby Soho had a cast on, which she took off earlier in the match. And then later on, behind the referee's back, she got the cast and used it without the referee seeing, and got the Queenslayer in without the ref seeing that she was using the cast to choke her out more, which is great. So it sort of protects Ruby Soho, but also Anna Jay did just win.
Yes.
Which was really good.
Really good.
So it's a nice dynamic behind that, and I think both of them looked really good coming out of it. So thumbs up from me.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. A classic thing of keeping both people strong, but having a clear winner.
Exactly.
Which is exactly what you want.
Yes, 100%. So once again for Rampage, it was a very quick review because nothing special, but a solid show.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Rampage's MO recently, is just, it's all right. It's some good wrestling.
Yep. It feels a bit more like the B show.
Very much so.
But like when it first started, it felt like, oh wow, they got 2 A shows. But no, it's definitely a B show now.
It's most certainly a B show.
But it's fine.
But hey ho, it's fine. I'd rather they do more stuff with it.
Yep.
But it's fine.
It's never terrible. It's never bad.
It's never bad.
Yeah.
It's fine. Now, before we get into the rest of your Ultrachats, do we have Patreon shout-outs?
Oh, this is a good question.
What's the date today? No, we don't. Which means, before we get into the rest of your Ultrachats, just want to say that if you missed the news earlier, we're doing a watch party for Clash at the Castle on September 3rd. Let me get the things up so I don't misquote any of the things that are happening, because I need to double check what's going on. September 3rd at the Joiner on Worship in Shoreditch. Tickets are on sale right now. The link is at the top of the description. Go click that. We have 200 tickets to sell. If we sell out those, then maybe we'll do more, but please get us to that 200 if you can. That would be amazing. All of the WrestleTalk crew are going to be there. All of us.
Yes.
We're going to be there. We might be doing live reactions there. We might not. We don't know yet, but we're going to figure that out. And you can buy tickets, pre-order food and drinks. There's like retro gaming, like you mentioned earlier. We're going to be watching Clash at the Castle in the evening because it starts at like 7 p.m. UK time. So we're all going to be there watching the show, and it's going to be all of us having a good time.
Yep. You can come and chat to us after the show as well. We'll be there to chat with and take pictures and play games and have loads of drinks.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely so excited. I mean, I'm going up to the Edinburgh Fringe and I'm excited about that, but I'm pretty much as excited for this. It's gonna be great.
I will say we have done one proper fan meetup before, which was just before Royal Quest in 2019, the New Japan show. It was taking place at the Copper Box, and we went to 4 quarters beforehand, and we just had a few fans turn up, and it was a really good time.
Yeah. A
bunch of people showed up, and we just chatted to people, and it was really nice, and I just want to do that, but more, and with more alcohol. And with Clash at the Castle, of course.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you go ahead, click the links at the top of the description, buy your tickets. Right now. Do it. Come and hang out with us,
please.
Because otherwise we'll be very alone.
Oh, yes. And we'll all cry.
We'll cry so hard.
Yes.
And you don't want that. That doesn't make for good content.
Terrible content.
Let's get into the rest of your Ultra Chats. Your last chance to get those in at WrestleTalk.com/support. I'm going to read all the ones that are $5 and up by the time the show goes off the air. Christoph Connersman said, do you think it's possible that they bring back The Way on SummerSlam and use them to turn Theory face in the process? Even if he really cashes in, you could do a story where Johnny leads him / teaches him and at some point challenge for the belt. I don't think so. I don't think it will work with what they've done so far. Theory is very much an out-and-out heel right now, and I think there's not even a hint of him being babyface, apart from when they're telling stories poorly, like they did last week, which was he had a weird babyface thing, but I don't think they meant it to be a babyface thing. He's still attacking people from behind. He's still being an arrogant prick.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if they were going to tease him turning face, he'd do less heel things.
Yes.
Even if he's still a heel, he could do less heel things to hint at that face turn.
Yes.
I just don't think the story would work with what they got right now. Maybe down the line, but not right now. Mayor of Painesville Dan said, hello, Pete. Hello, Sullivan. I'm so excited that the winds of change are finally blowing through WWE. That's right, Max Dupree is back. Now SmackDown will ascend to the top of the mountain of entertainment. Also, I wish you nothing but success with your plans. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
I appreciate it, mate. Tails P said, I thought Drew and Sheamus would be over now, but since September 20th, tickets advertised Drew versus Sheamus. I guess this is the feud that never ends. Ronda is pissed and wants to fight everyone. She's more like Butch than Butch. JJ sold that kick like it's 1993. Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put too much stock in those September 20th tickets advertising Drew versus Sheamus because cards subject to change. And they can just change stuff on the fly. We don't know what their plan's going to be like, so they'll just advertise some matches until they get to the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tails P again says, totally thought Max Dupree was gone and Eli Drake would show up on Raw as Elrod, the youngest brother. Haven't seen the I bought a ticket gimmick since WWE 14 cutscenes. Where is Walter? Is he on SummerSlam? If Yuta loses, does Sammy get a pure title shot? These are a lot of things happening, a lot of questions.
Yes.
So, haven't seen the I bought a ticket gimmick since WWE 14 cutscenes. I swear it's been more recent than that. I feel like I remember something in the last couple of years.
Yes. Was it on AEW that somebody was a ticket holder? Was that Chris Jericho a ticket holder at some point?
Was Wardlow?
Or was somebody, or was MJF a ticket holder?
MJF? Someone was.
Someone was definitely on AEW.
Yeah. Where is Walter? Great question.
Not a clue.
I don't know. He wasn't on this show.
I'm sure he'll be on the next SmackDown. Because,
Triple H loves him.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is he on SummerSlam? Not currently. If Yuta loses, does Sammy get a pure title shot? Probably not. I also don't want him to.
No.
Not really.
No, I think Sammy needs a bit of a break.
Yeah, that would be nice. Chris Tornekian 69 says, hello, boys. I didn't butcher that name at all. Says, hello, boys. Just wanted to ask if you both be doing SummerSlam live reactions tonight. SmackDown was much better, and they need to have Heyman get back into creative.
It's not going to be the both of us. It's going to be me and lovely Luke. And so I'm going to have a long break in my day until the reactions. Oh, yes. But it's all right. I got 5 hours sleep.
Oh, that's good. It's more than 4.
Oh, it's more than 4. It's undeniably more than 4.
Yeah.
That's what I kept on telling myself.
It's even more than 3.
Pete, you're treating me here. Oh, dear.
Tenruzza said, lads, live stream the viewing party, camera in a high corner, and stream the reactions of the place like they do for some football games, like they did for the England games and the Euros. Also, Claudio versus Takeshita. Oh, we didn't mention that. Damn, that's fun. Interested in SummerSlam tomorrow. Yes, they did announce it is going to be Claudio Castagnoli versus Konosuke Takeshita at Battle of the Belts 3 on August 6th. I can't wait for that.
That'd be amazing.
Takeshita is so much fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Put a title on that man, but not this title because Claudio just won it. But another title. Give him it. I want him to hold gold.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
And we're going to try and work out the technology behind live streaming and stuff like that of the viewing party. We're not entirely sure whether it's going to be doable or not.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to that.
Yes.
Because we want it to look really good rather than just a camera in the corner.
And also, we don't want it to look bad.
Yes.
And yeah, and also going to try live stream, but we need to make sure that the live stream can work in terms of like internet and you know all that stuff. There's lots of moving things to it.
Definitely.
Nate S says, if I buy a ticket, can I video call in and you can prop me up on an iPad or something? Lol. No, obviously I can't make it, but it's a great idea and sounds like a really fun time. It will be a fun time.
Yes.
That's our watch party for Clash at the Castle. Link is at the top of the description that he's talking about. Clash at the Castle, September 3rd. Buy a ticket.
Please come.
Come see us. It'll be lonely. Nolan Eubank said, good day, fellas. Ultra chatting to say that you are a big part of my day. I'm sad to hear the banter at the beginning and end is going away. It's what I love about WrestleTalk, but I get it. I'm also happy, too, that I'm actually excited for SummerSlam. Thanks, Triple H. Hashtag jam that jam. Thank you so much. And yes, the intros and outros, all that stuff is going to be going away after today's episode, but we are going to be having a behind-the-scenes podcast that's going on our Patreon page at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. So that sort of bantery interaction type thing, it's going to be with me, Luke, Ollie, and Tempest. So there's going to be more of us doing it once a month, but with more stories and longer. So
yes,
rebrand. Oh yeah, I forgot to make a note about the music video. Roy Zhang said, Pete and Sullivan don't love the Acclaimed. I do love the Acclaimed.
Yeah, the Acclaimed's
I just forgot
great.
to make a note of their music video.
Yes. It was one of those. I was like, I'm enjoying this. It's sort of come out of nowhere, but
Yeah,
cool,
it's fine.
cool. But I do love the Acclaimed.
They're great.
They're really good.
Dumpster match between them and the Ass Boys on Dynamite. Cool.
Big fan.
I'm curious. Yeah, I thought the music video was fun, enjoyable.
Yeah.
We got a couple more here. Roy Zhang said, just glad for any women's storylines for AEW. If you can find time for Cole Carter, you should probably try to get someone like Athena or Statlander on TV. I agree 100%.
Yes, absolutely. To the point where I'd actually forgotten that they'd signed Athena until just this moment. It's been ages since she's been on telly, and she's brilliant. So
she's very good.
Put her on the telly, please.
Yep. Tails P said, Lee Moriarty is now in Beautiful People 2.0. He's there to eat an eclipse and whatever Statlander's finisher is. About your off-season idea, Pete, what if the game released when the off-season starts? That way it can't be outdated. Probably. That's not a bad idea, you know? Talking about my video essay that I did on the main WrestleTalk channel about should wrestling have an off-season. I basically did my pitch of how I'd book an off-season in wrestling. The game released when the off-season starts, that way it can't be outdated. Would it be better to do it when the off-season ends of the season that's just been?
The way that I would the way that I would do it, right? If you're going to do it in terms of the game, is follow professional sports and basically do it that you try and release it around the same time as the season starting, and then also have everyone's contract be lined up with the end of the season, so then your game is going to be constantly right, because you can update it for the new roster at the beginning of each season. That makes much more sense.
That's true.
And that's what they do with like football games and everything. The teams are always updated, right at the beginning of the season. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's what you should do.
Yes,
Sullivan
please.
knows because he knows sports.
Sportsman.
We've got one more here. DJ Thatcher said, lovely morning with the boys. Also, do you know you're thinking of
Chris Jericho versus MJF?
Oh, you know you're thinking of Chris Jericho versus MJF when Jericho gets smashed through a glass pane and holds up his ticket in front of him yelling, I've got a ticket. It's my favourite Jericho meme.
There we go.
That's what we're thinking of.
We were right.
Yep.
Thank you very much, DJ Thatcher.
That is a very good moment. You're right. It's very, very good. Thank you for that. And thank you, everyone that Ultra chatted in. Thank you to everyone that watched this. If you missed the announcement one last time, we're doing a watch party for Clash at the Castle on September 3rd. All the WrestleTalk gang are going to be at... I haven't memorised the name
yes,
yet.
it's in Shoreditch.
It's the Joiner on Worship in Shoreditch. Yep. The tickets are on sale right now. Go click the link at the top of the description. All the WrestleTalk gang are going to be there. We're going to be watching Clash at the Castle. Going to have an after party. Probably going to drink quite a lot. It's going to be a good time. Come hang out, chat with us, do stuff. It's going to be a good time.
Hooray!
Come join us. We'll cry if you don't. Right. That's going to do it for this episode, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, Sullivan, for stepping in for Tempest.
Thank you for having me.
And if you want to see more Sullivan, he's doing SummerSlam live reactions this evening / this morning, I guess.
Yes.
So it's going to be Sullivan and Luke later on. So if you've not yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, etc. Go watch some other WrestleTalk podcast content It's good for the algorithm, that. So help us out. And we'll be back with a load more content soon. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you later. Jam that jam. Goodbye, etc. Bye. 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 Bye.